In anticipation of his supplementaries, I have done a full brief and will take those in anticipation. Mr. Speaker, I appreciate the opportunity to address this very critical issue concerning business fronting in the mining sector, in particular the very important company of Debswana, and in particular the frustrations associated with the Citizen Economic Empowerment Program. As we may be aware, the Citizen Economic Empowerment Program commenced in 2007 as a business development office within Supply Chain Department in Debswana. A Citizen Economic Empowerment Policy was then developed in 2014 and further improved on in 2019 with the establishment of CEEP office and revised policy. And the main aim was to be more deliberate on opening up opportunities for citizens to participate in the Debswana supply chain. Additionally, one of the key aims was to capacitate citizens to provide quality goods and services to access funding. And the 2020 and 2024 targets set were achieve spending of 20 billion with citizen-owned companies and to support 20,000 jobs. Mr. Speaker, over the recently ended strategy period of 2020 to 2024, Debswana spent about 23 billion on citizen-owned businesses, with citizen spend now accounting for over 50% of our total spend. From the 23 billion, 8.78 billion was spent in Orapa and Letlhakane and Damsa mines, while 13.37 billion was spent in Johnning. We have heard of several cases of fronting. In 2024, 3 cases were verified to be fronting, and against the backdrop of the several suspicions, incidences identified, the company engaged a consultant whose mandate, among others, is to look into providing detailed reporting to Debswana with findings on matters referred to for further investigation and action where required. Preliminary findings confirmed the prevalence of fronting. To date, out of the 12 companies that were suspected of fronting and investigated, 6 were further confirmed to be fronting and have been blacklisted. Mr. Speaker, we are continuing to look at the total of 3,116 suppliers that are currently registered on the Debswana database. And out of this number, we have 2,262, so 73% that are citizen suppliers. And a total of 962 citizen companies have benefited from the Debswana procurement opportunities over the last 5 years. So we are looking at the entire supplier database and looking at if there are any discrepancies of those that have been listed. So additionally, 200 companies have benefited through the various capacity development training programs, and 145 suppliers have benefited through access to finance facilities by Debswana's partnership with local financial institutions. And in 2020, Debswana signed MOU with a number of financial institutions to ring-fence the 4.7 billion to fund Debswana's citizen suppliers, that is facilitating access to finance. And as at the end of 2024, a total of 1.8 billion had been advanced by the bank to suppliers for the citizen companies. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Honorable Bogolo.
Another question as it is. it implies widespread corruption at Debswana. Me ka ha answer ya ga tona ntseng ka teng. Ga ke tsore I will dismiss kanya gore there is widespread corruption at Debswana kana janga na ku kwa re ba lo statement ela. Ga ke tsore a dumana se se imply wang ke motlotlegi re ba rongwang kana janga ke a utlwa sentle. Gape terminology e nngwe ntsi etsang ke the past parliament ga e deliberator here ba gana lefoko la economic empowerment and went for economic inclusion. I don't know if it's lawful in this parliament to be talking of economic empowerment. Ga me se se mo bukenye economic inclusion to le harologanyeng gone gore that was the difference.
Our Minister.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker. Because we have identified those issues, we have run and have engaged a consultant whose mandate is to look further and deeply into these matters and to identify if there are more beyond the 3 that were verified, and to look further into the database that goes into more than the 3,000 registered companies. I get it, only 3. So we want to go deeper to check and to verify in the system. It's widespread. We believe it's more than the 3. And we want to make sure, Rona at the ministry, beyond Debswana, Rona at the ministry, we want to make sure that this does not go beyond the company. And that is why we have set up and we are working on creating a value chain and a CEEP coordinator office that will help to really check and monitor and evaluate these programs across all of the mines, those that we own and those that we do not, to ensure that these programs are legitimate and they are being implemented for the benefit of Botswana. Thank you.
Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Rahuta tona mere dumedise Botswana le hatse ka bophara. Tona hona le komponi ko Debswana e bidiwa Naledi. E formilwe gotwe in a citizen empowerment, citizen economic inclusion aspect. Me go lebega ntse e ranwa ke Debswana gape. Ke re gongwe tona o kae thalosa gore kante Naledi le Debswana pharologanyo ke eng, citizen empowerment ya teng ko Naledi diragala ka tsela e ntseng jang, go lebilwe bo di board member tsa Naledi ke ntse ke ba bereki ba Debswana go diragala e ka Naledi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Our Minister.
Ibile yo honorable lead session te ka gore re ntse re libile the competition that Naledi brings to local and citizen contractors. And it's something that we are talking about. Is that something that we should still continue with if we want to ensure that there's a spread of wealth, broad-based, and we will update at a later stage. Thank you.
Honorable Lekau.
Kere ka mo go ya ga kana no gona le go reka kgang ke batla go reka ya ga reke kgonegile ya gore yone kgang ya Naledi there's a trend ya gore o ta ithela komponi gore ga go te go empoweriwa Batswana o go ithela komponi e ne tsweng tiro yone eo gone yana o ithela ile gore ke a motswakwa ga se a Motswana, and then motswakwa yo yano ke ene go te anele Batswana, and then bone ba ba neelang le di sub 70% to 80% ya bone ke Batswakwa gape. And then you would find gore the ongoing process gone yana you would find gore naledi ne ntsha company engwe re ga ona ditraka o tsaya ditraka tsa batho re bata motho o na le ditraka ga ba go tsaya yo ba motsanyo yaanong ga se motswana le ene o dira the same model e dirwang ke yone ba montsha ka December. So we are here, then we exploit the Botswana ka this process. Me go te nna le dino go te empower up Botswana. Where are the Botswana?
Mr. Speaker, point of procedure.
Procedure, Honorable Hikwama.
Ke a leboga, Honorable Speaker. Ke kopa procedure jana, Mr. Speaker. Ke a itse gore ga gona sepe se se tamang matona go ka araba ka Setswana. Ke a itse gore ga gona se se ba tama ka gore Sekgowa le sone is an official language. Me ka gore re araba dikgang tse Batswana ba na le kgatlhego mo go tsone. Gongwe ga re kgonang te re leke ka bojothe gore ba arabe ka Setswana gore mongwe le mongwe a utwe sente Sekgowa rona sa re tsietsa le Batswana ka bontsi se a ba tsietsa ga ba utwe sente. Ke kopo hela, Mr. Speaker.
Further procedure, Mr. Speaker.
Nyame ke kopo ya ka bua standing order 15 se clear ke gore le ta dirisa Sekgowa kana Setswana.
The procedure,
Le
Mr.
nako
Speaker.
ya go ka be le botsa dipotso. Ora bo phologolo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ne ke tsa gore this question e botlhokwa hela thata. Ke tsa ke re the way we are approaching it, we are doing a bit of injustice to the question. Gongwe if it is permissible, gongwe ne re ka emela another date for this question to be fully answered. And in the meantime, ke kope gore perhaps the Honorable Minister can furnish us with a written response. Because the mover of the question really, I believe, okay, had more value to supplement. Thank you.
Ora phologolo, the question has been asked and it has been answered. We are at a stage where the minister is responding to supplementary questions. Honorable Minister.
Ke a leboga, Mr. Speaker. Ke re nyamme tse di buiwang ka ha ke tsaya di itseng ga nka ke ka kgona gore ke di tsenelele mme ne ke ta kopa bosupi tsa di buang gore ke te ke di sala morago. Ke a leboga.
Ora o phenyo mokete segogo.
Ke a leboga, Mr. Speaker. Ke ne ke re a metona wa itse gore yone kompone ene motlotlegi ke kgonegile a bua ka yone e go teng Naledi gore a wa itse gore ditheko tsotlhe tse e leng gore di a dirwa gore kompone ga ya tla ka sepe e le bone ba Debswana ke bone gape ba e leng gore ba rekela kompone e sengwe le sengwe ba e hile ofisi ba e hile di-computera ba e ha sengwe le sengwe se e leng gore ba se tlhoka ba e hile le ofisi tota ba gone mo teng ga Debswana yaanong ke gore yone kompone ya teng ga e simolola tiro go raya gore ga bana mo go teng ke di-running cost ga ba theogela hela ebile ba simolola hela ka profit ka gore ene goromento a rona ka re goromento a rona ka gore we are major shareholders mo Debswana ke bona ba e leng gore ba reketse sengwe le sengwe ba gape ba accommodate gape gone mo teng ga Debswana a tona wa itse ka seo mme ga e le gore wa itse ka sone o ka leka gore gongwe mo bofefong o ka se sota ka tselentseng jang gore seemo se boele ko mannong ke a mme o itshwere ka botswerere tona ke lebogela dikarabo tsa gago tota. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, ya rong kgang ke ya Naledi. Ke ra gore ke tla sala kgang ya Naledi morago. There seems to be great interest on Naledi and it's not the first time that there's been great interest on Naledi, and I am greatly also personally interested in Naledi, as I've said earlier. And I will update this august house aptly. Thank you.